it's time to start. This is the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for January 26th. We just had a workshop on architectural standards, so we're ready to go. We'll start by rising for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is approval of the agenda. It's pretty short. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do we have some scouts in here?
Yes, but I had to get coughs.
Are you here for a mayor badge?
Not fun.
Or the, what is it, the citizenship? Well, welcome. Anybody else? Now it's time for the mayor's report. I want to start by setting the record straight on some issues. Number one, we meet on the second and fourth Thursdays of every month, except for November and December. Our meetings start at 7 p.m. And it was designed that way from the origin of the town so that people could get off work at a normal time, come to a meeting if they needed to. By the way, Knox County has never done that. Their meetings are always in the afternoon. So if you have to go to Knox County to take up an issue, then you have to drive downtown, find some place to work, to park, and take time off. And if you're speaking on an issue, you're likely going to be last on the agenda. We don't do it that way. Our citizens forum comes first. Second and fourth Wednesdays, 2 Thursdays of each month, these meetings are televised. If you miss the TV broadcast of it, you can see it on YouTube shortly thereafter. Our agendas are published the Friday before the next Thursday's meeting. They're published by way of the scroll thing on Channel 3 as well as on the town's website. Tennessee's Open Meetings Act requires us to post an agenda the day before, at least the day before. We do it nearly a week before, in spite of what you read in the newspaper. November and December we have one meeting each month because of the holidays we have to work around. And so those, I can't guarantee it will be on the second and fourth or fourth Thursdays. We are not paid a cent for doing these jobs. We do get travel reimbursement. We don't make money on that. And to suggest in public that we are lining our pockets, we are lining our pockets, is number one, a lie, number two, slanderous, and number three, despicable. If you can't come out in public and identify yourself, you're a coward. Amen. Anybody else wish to say something? All right, next item is the Citizens Forum.
We have no one tonight.
All right. Next item is approval of minutes of January 12th meeting.
I'll move for approval on the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is business items, and the first one is approval of contract for McPhee Park Master Plan Barge, Wagner, Sumner, and Cannon.
Before you tonight is this contract, and this is for the master plan for McPhee Park expansion. Includes the Dimick and Seal properties and effectively doubles the size of the park. And what we are asking from our consultant, if you approve this tonight, is for them to come up with a master plan after they do an assessment of the area and the strengths and weaknesses. They would be working with a staff committee and Parks and Athletics Council, which we have a member here tonight, and we'll then report back to you. We will also have a workshop, a public workshop, actually 2 of them, an afternoon and an evening at the end of March, so that people can come in and see some proposed plans and make comments about them. So the contract for Barge, Wagner, Sumner, and Cannon is in the amount of $28,500.
Have they been involved in McPhee Park before?
Yes, they actually did the master plan of the first phase of McPhee Park, and they did the master plan for Campbell Station Park and the construction, the plan, design, and construction documents for Farragut Memorial Plaza out here. So they're pretty knowledgeable about our park system.
And the proposed plan, but this doesn't include, I'm seeing a lot of input from the public as well as Athletics Council and other groups
Right.
interested as well.
Right. We'll also have, when we get to the public meetings part of this, the workshops, we'll have an online survey for those who can't come, that if they want to leave comments. We've already done a couple surveys at the park, and we've had an online survey going on, and we'll actually come off at the 30th of January just about park needs in general.
I'm comfortable with these people, and they did a good job in the past, so I move that we adopt this contract with Barge, Wagner, Sumner, and Cannon.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Next business item is the fiscal year 2012 capital investment program discussion, in particular, the Campbell Station Road lighting improvements.
Mayor, did you want me to make a presentation
No,
on this?
no, it's not necessary. I have recommended that we do nothing with these monies, just leave them in the CIP for this time being. We'll be doing the budget here very soon. We can dispense with that issue as well as what other CIP projects we want to talk about at that time. So I would suggest we just leave it alone. Any discussion?
That doesn't mean that sometime in the future we may bring this back up.
Well, it depends on whether we have money or not. We're not gonna do it this year. But we'll spend some of that money. I'm sure.
I guess I understand what you're suggesting, I'm just not sure what it we want to do with this. Do we need to vote on something? Or do we
No.
just purely discussion?
Just leave it as.
Just to see if everybody's in agreement, to say we're going to.
We'll take it all up and do the budget.
Okay, I agree with that, thank you.
Looks for me as well. That's fine.
Is that a motion?
I guess we need to, motion to keep it as it is, without any further action, is that looking to do, or what?
Well, I think if, basically there's two ways to basically postpone the project. One is just to say, we're gonna postpone this project for this year, we'll leave it in the budget, but we're not gonna spend the money. The other one would be to actually take the money out of the budget physically, which means we have to come back with a budget amendment, and 2 readings of that ordinance. In essence, if you just postpone this project for future budget considerations, then you do the same thing.
Well, with that said, I'll make a motion that we just postpone the project.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is a public hearing and second reading of ordinance 11-27, ordinance to amend the Farragut zoning ordinance, chapter 4, general provisions and exceptions, section 20, parking and unloading, and parking and loading, A3, number of parking spaces required, to clarify parking requirements established by the Board of Zoning Appeals. This is second reading, so we've seen this before.
Just a brief summary, the Board of Zoning Appeals is given the responsibility to use uses not specifically spelled out in the zoning ordinance to determine parking requirements. Over the years, they have done that in a few instances, and so what we're doing here is actually incorporating those determinations into the ordinance themselves to make it easier for users of our regulations so that they know what these are. The only one that staff is recommending, the commission previously, was the amount of parking required for filling and development as part of residential recreation facility. Staff went with the one for 400 square feet gross floor area with 3 parking spaces. And planning commission agreed with staff. And the planning commission unanimously recommended approval of ordinance 11-27. Staff also recommends approval of this ordinance.
I'll move 11-27.
Second.
Rick?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And next item is an administrator's report. Already,
Mayor, I have nothing to report tonight.
all right. Next item is attorney's report.
Thought you were gonna break the record. I think we need to have an executive session if we can, please.